Light spills soft gold on worn out boards. Old time creeks tell secrets behind closed doors. Remember the morning when silence filled the air. You traced the lines on my hand like you were scared. We learned to breathe slow like the wind through the pines, taking space between words, drawing careful lines. Sometimes love's about standing still, holding tight but giving will. Before the final step, we found a way to fill the gaps that nearly broke our will. We gave our love some breathing room, in the quiet moments grew a strength we never thought could shine. Before the last goodbye arrived, we learned to live without the rush, hold on tight yet never crush the tender heart we found in time. Sunlit kitchen, coffee cups, early talks that heal, unspoken truths laid bare, our wounds gently sealed. The nights we sat beneath the stars, no need to speak, just breathing side by side, making space for the weak. It wasn't loud or wild or bold, but a story quietly told. In every pause a hope took hold, warming hearts that felt so cold. We gave our love some breathing room, in the quiet moments grew a strength we never thought could shine. Before the last goodbye arrived, we learned to live without the rush, hold on tight yet never crush the tender heart we found in time. Not every love needs thunderous skies. Sometimes it's the softest sighs, breathing slow, learning to trust till the last goodbye turns to dust. We gave our love some breathing room, in the quiet moments grew a strength we never thought could shine. Before the last goodbye arrived, we learned to live without the rush, hold on tight yet never crush the tender heart we found in time. So here we stand, a little bruised but free, a love that learned how to breathe with me. The attic's full of photographs, old smiles caught in frozen laughs. Dust hangs thick like whispered tales, of roads we walked as youthful trails. Sunlight breaks through crooked panes on faces worn by time and stains. A leather jacket frayed and torn. The night we danced till early morn. Every picture tells a time we thought we'd never say goodbye. But seasons change like shifting sands, leaving just these faded hands. Faded frames in the attic's cold, stories lost that we once told. Holding tight to what we knew before the world just slipped on through. That old blue truck beneath the tree, keychains jangling memory. Summer nights with fireflies glow. Promises made in soft moon show. The songs we sang without a care. The gentle breeze upon our hair. Though time moved on, the past remains in photographs and window panes. Faded frames in the attic's cold, stories lost that we once told. Holding tight to what we knew before the world just slipped on through. Sometimes I reach up through the dust, touch the picture's golden rust, wishing I could steal a day to live the moment swept away. Faded frames in the attic's cold, stories lost that we once told. Holding tight to what we knew before the world just slipped on through. I close the chest, the past remains in faded frames and old refrains. It started on a warm July night, hand in hand beneath the pale moonlight. No map, no plan, just two souls in flight. Loving you was the bravest thing I'd tried. Your laughter was a campfire I'd run to through tangled roads and skies of shifting blue. Every smile a spark, every word a clue. We built a world for just us two, but love's a river that sometimes runs wild, turning gentle hearts into the fierce and the wild. I held on tight though the waters piled, 'cause losing you wasn't worth a mile. Loving you was the bravest thing, like riding storms on a broken wing. Every scar, every tear, every fight was a battle won in the dead of night. Brave hearts in the fire burning bright. I loved you even in kitchens lit by summer sun, shared secrets told when the day was done. You were the song I thought I'd never run, but brave love sometimes come undone. There were moments I wanted to let it all go, but the story wasn't done, not with a bow. So through the storms and the ebb and flow, I stayed the course, didn't steal the show. Loving you was the bravest thing, like riding storms on a broken wing. Every scar, every tear, every fight was a battle won in the dead of night. Brave hearts in the fire burning bright. I loved you even when it didn't feel right. Maybe hearts break to find what's true. Sometimes love asks for all you can do, and though the path was tough to pursue, I'd brave the fire to be with you. Loving you was the bravest thing, like riding storms on a broken wing. Every scar, every tear, every fight was a battle won in the dead of night. Brave hearts in the fire burning bright. I loved you even when it didn't feel right. So here's to love that's wild and true, the toughest fight I'd fight for you. Brave hearts beating through and through, loving you, the bravest thing I knew. The old porch creaks under our quiet feet. Boxes half packed where the past and present meet. Sunlight sneaks through cracks in the window frame. We don't say much, but love's still calling our names. You brew the coffee, I pour the morning news. 2 mugs on the table, worn spots from old blues. The portrait on the walls, a cracked smile we both know. We broke the glass, but the picture won't let go. The words like folding chairs, tucked away but ready. We step around the mess, dance slow and steady. Though the river's wild, the bank is still here, holding up the roots we planted through the years. We stayed where love still lives, in the rooms between our songs. Though the notes hit wrong, the melody's holding on. In the cracks we found a place where the fire's almost gone. We broke, but here we are, in the silence of our dawn. Friday nights with worn out records, spinning a tale. Old boots by the doorway, dust settling on the rail. You step outside, cigarette smoke curling high. I watch the stars blink slow, no need to ask why. The distance grows, but it's measured in size, not feet or miles, just truths wrapped in disguise. Still the roof we built won't fall apart tonight. We carry the quiet, hold on tight. We stayed where love still lives, in the rooms between our songs. Though the notes hit wrong, the melody Change creaks under our quiet feet. Love's not perfect, but it's ours to keep. I remember that night we sat on the porch swing, sky heavy with rain, and silence that stung. Words caught in our throats, hearts wrapped in doubt. We had that feeling we might just bow out. Your hands were shaking, mine weren't much steadier. Driving through storms we didn't ask for either. We traced every scar, every fault line and crack, wondering if love was more lost than we could track. But something in your eyes held a steady light, a flicker of hope cutting through the night. We were hanging on the edge, almost letting go. Two tired souls in a worn-out show. But the pain made us pause, not the end of the line. Hold on just a little more, you'll see the sunshine. Tucked in that old box, laughed through the tears, fought till our heart aches. The road felt endless, the weight pulled us down. But somewhere in the quiet, we both heard the sound. A promise whispered not in words but in deeds, that love's not forgotten, that it still breathes. We were hanging on the edge, almost letting go. Two tired souls in a worn-out show. But the pain made us pause, not the end of the line. Hold on just a little more, you'll see the sunshine. Maybe it's the stubbornness, maybe it's the past, but every tear and trial made this feeling last. We almost gave up, but something held tight, a chance for the morning after the night. We were hanging on the edge, almost letting go. Two tired souls in a worn-out show. But the pain made us pause, not the end of the line. Hold on just a little more, you'll see the sunshine. So here we are standing, scars and all. Together we rise and we'll never fall. Hold on just a little more, just one step through. The hardest battles bring the clearest truth. clock on the mantle keeps moving slow. Empty rooms and the cold wind blows. Coffee cup stained, morning light spills. I trace the cracks on old wooden sills. We used to talk for hours past midnight. Now the silence sits heavy, won't take flight. No angry words, just a strain of too much space. Like pictures faded, the lines out of place. But somewhere deep, there's a stubborn flame, refusing to vanish or be tamed. We're holding tight, not ready to fall, finding words, breaking through it all. We survived the silence, no matter what came, through the quiet storms and the weight of blame. Hearts still beating under cold, still skies. We're breaking through the quiet walls with tired eyes. Remember that porch light flickering low. We sat side by side, no need to show. The hurt we carry, heavy and real. Yet here we stand, with space to heal. It's not about words not said before, but finding the strength to say much more. The silence held us, tested us all, but now we're standing, we won't let it fall. We survived the silence, no matter what came, through the quiet storms and the weight of blame. Hearts still beating under cold, still skies. We're breaking through the quiet walls with tired eyes. No magic fixes, no sudden light, just two worn souls fighting the night. With every step, with every word, we build a bridge that can't be blurred. We survived the silence, no matter what came, through the quiet storms and the weight of blame. Hearts still beating under cold, still skies. We're breaking through the quiet walls with tired eyes. The clock keeps ticking, but we're alive, with stories told and will to survive. The coffee's cold, the morning bare. Your keys lie still beside my chair. No word, no note, just just empty space. Left me here in this quiet place. You packed your things at midnight's call. No turning back, no final fall. The creak of floorboards, the door soft click. Love's price was paid and it was quick. I watched the rain tap on the glass, counting moments that could never last. No signs, no tears, just a fading light. What we had burned out overnight. I'm left with a silence louder than words. The cost of goodbye that I never heard. Pieces scattered on the cold hard floor. What love cost us without closing the door. Your jacket's gone, the sand remains in empty halls and window panes. I trace the laughs, the fights, the lies, like faded stars in a darkened sky. The clock ticks slow, the house feels wrong. A song unfinished, a half-lived song. No final dance, no last goodbye, just silence that fills the sky. I'm left with the silence louder than words. The cost of goodbye that I never heard. Pieces scattered on the cold hard floor. What love cost us without closing the door. If I could turn time, make you stay, I'd speak the words you took away. But sometimes love fades without a sound, leaving hearts bruised on broken ground. I'm left with the silence louder than words. The cost of goodbye that I never heard. Pieces scattered on the cold hard floor. What love cost us without closing the door. No goodbye said, just empty space. Love slipped away without a trace. Turn the dial on this old radio. Another song begins and I already know it's your name in every line, dancing through the tune. Feels like you're right here in the same little room. Sitting on the porch as the sun drops low, the crickets start playing the night's lullaby show. Then that melody starts, and right from the start, your name's rolling in like a worn out heart. I swear the singers got you in their soul, telling tales that only we know. Can't turn away, no matter how I try. Your name keeps ringing That song won't quit till it reaches the end. It's my name on the airwaves again, like a song I never thought would end. Every verse, every line pulling me in, can't escape my name. On the airwaves again. Maybe one day I'll find a new station to play, but until then I hear you every day. In every chorus you're right here with me, a familiar verse I can't break free. It's my name on the airwaves again, like a song I never thought would end. Every verse, every line pulling me in, can't escape my name. On the airwaves again. So I'll keep listening till the day is through, because every song, every note leads back to you. Morning breaks through the window pane. Coffee's cold, but I'm wide awake again. Streets alive, but it's all a blur, trying to find the calm beneath the stir. There's a hum in the hallway, a fridge that won't quit. Old voices from the past slip through the cracks a bit. I pace these hardwood floors with shoes made of doubt, sorting through the clutter of what it's all about. Every little sound's pulling at my skin like a distant train that's wearing me thin, but I'm standing still, holding tight to the thread, trying to hear the words that ain't been said. Static in the silence, noise between the lines, fighting for a moment, hoping I'll find a clear path through the chaos, a light that's mine, holding on, holding on, through the noise inside. The windows rattle when the wind decides to call. Letters from a life before the rise and fall. Pictures on the mantle, they don't move or speak, but memories they guard are strong and not so meek. Every crack in the walls got a story to tell of the nights we fought to break the spell. I keep holding on, though the sound's unclear, listening hard to what I should hear. Static in the silence, noise between the lines, fighting for a moment, hoping I'll find a clear path through the chaos, a life that's mine, holding on, holding on. just a place we slowly make between the cracks where everything could break. But I'll stand steady through the highs and lows, holding tight to the calm I chose. Static in the silence, noise between the lines, fighting for a moment, hoping I'll find a clear path through the chaos, a life that's mine. Holding on through the noise in time. Again, the noise fades away, but I'm still holding on, ready for the day. I still drive down that old gravel road where the sun paints gold on the fields we used to know. The porch swing hangs empty, swinging slow, but some kind of love it never had to go. You and me chasing summer's last light, barefoot nights under that endless sky. The creek still singing where we used to hide. Our footprints faded, but the river never lied. Even when words got hard and the silence grew loud, there was something steady beneath every cloud. Argued about the future and the past, felt like trying to nail a windblown mast. But the old oak tree still stands so fast, with branches telling stories meant to last. Those seasons turn, and sometimes we'd fall apart. Somewhere deep down, you're never far from my heart. When hearts don't quit, they hold on tight, like roots under soil, out of sight, where love still lives, even I drive back down that gravel road again, with memories planted deep like an old friend, where love still grows beneath the skin, in the place where our story begins. Faded lines on a dusty road, maps torn where the wind has blown, two worn hearts in a rusty car, counting miles beneath the stars. Remember that night by the river bend, two voices nearly lost to the wind, words caught in a tangle, heavy and raw, like the last flames that refused to thaw. We stumbled through the silence, almost lost our way, but the morning held a promise, a brand new day. At the crossroads under open skies, we almost said goodbye, falling apart, just pieces on the floor, but our hearts found something worth fighting for, binding wounds with honest words, where hope and fear were both unheard. We held on tight with shaky hands. Crossroads made us who we am. Coffee cups on the kitchen stand, fingers tracing lines in the sand. The toughest roads we nearly quit, but your eyes told me not to split. In the quiet moments, fragile and true, we found the strength to push on through. At the crossroads under open skies, we almost said goodbye, falling apart, just pieces on the floor, but our hearts found something worth fighting for, binding wounds with honest words, where hope and fear were both unheard. We held on tight with shaky hands. Crossroads made us who we am. No easy roads or silver lines, just two souls and borrowed time. We carried on through storm and strain, learning love's worth the pain. At the crossroads under open skies, we almost said goodbye, falling apart, just pieces on the floor, but our hearts found something worth fighting for, binding wounds with honest words, where hope and fear were both unheard. We held on tight with shaky hands. Crossroads made us who we am. The road still winds past morning light, but here we stand, holding tight. The rain began to to fall like a broken song. Our favorite street felt quiet all night long. You looked at me, eyes wide with a fear. I knew the time to stand had finally come near. You lost your job down on Main last September. Bills piled up like leaves the wind would never remember. But through the sleepless nights and the long fights, I held your hand and promised we'd find our light. When the world shifted under our feet and nothing seemed certain or sweet, I found a reason to stay right there beside you. I'd do it all for you. When everything changed, stand through the fire, face the wild untamed. From broken roads and empty rooms to morning sun and hopeful tunes, I'd do it all for you when everything changed. Your smile grew thin as worries swallowed the day, but I saw the strength you tried to hide away. We cooked up dreams on that old stove, promised each other we'd build a home. Through every twist where shadows bend, I'm sticking close until the end, because no storm could tear my heart from you. I'd do it all for you. When everything changed, stand through the fire, face the wild untamed. From broken roads and empty rooms to morning sun and hopeful tunes, I do it all for you when everything changed. And when the night felt too long and cold, we found new strength and stories told. No promise broken, no love I ran. Together we're stronger, hand in hand. I'd do it all for you when everything changed. Stand through the fire, face the wild untamed. From broken roads and empty rooms to morning sun and hopeful tunes, I'd do it all for you when everything changed. When everything changed, I stayed right here with you. I light a fire in the night. Your name flickers in the flame through every chord and every line. I'm calling out your name. The campfire burns low, dirt beneath my worn out boots. Every strum of this old guitar's a step back to you. Dusty roads and open skies, but you're tied in my mind, playing our song on a string, leaving no note behind. Though the wind may change its tune, I'm holding on. lost inside this trance. No matter how the story bends, your name's a tune that never ends. Through the fire, feel the spark. Your name's engraved upon my heart. Every song that I write down burns your name deep into this town. I'm chasing flames that feel like you. Every melody rings true. Through the fire, one thing's clear. Your name's a song I always hear. Through the fire, feel the spark. Your name's engraved upon my heart. Every song that I write down burns your name deep into this town. I'm chasing flames that feel like you. Every melody rings true. Through the fire, one thing's clear. Your name's a song I always hear. In every line, in every song, your name's been here all along. The city burns behind our quiet street. Smoke paints stories in the cold night breeze. We sit outside where the firelight fades. Just two hearts caught in a blaze. Remember when the world felt wide and kind? Our hands clasped tight, no need to rewind. Now sirens sing and the fires grow high, but your steady eyes keep me alive. Every flame's a memory, every ash a sigh. We're holding on through the heat and sky. calls me home through smoke and grime, burning pages of us in the wildfire's climb. But love's a story we still write and write. The city cools, but our story stays hot. In every spark, the love we've got. Through every flame, our lives entwined in the burning pages of love we find. Slow streets glow with streetlight fires, traffic hums a distant choir. He drives alone, windows down low. City's hum, a setting for the show. Memories tangled in the radio songs, trying hard to right what's all wrong. Every honk, every shout seems to shout what he can't speak out. Holding on through the noise tonight, fighting for peace beneath neon lights. Silent battles no one can see. He's standing strong, just trying to be free. Neon signs flicker on tired eyes. Promises fade, but hope still tries. Letters unsent and calls missed, moments lost in the urban mist. But in his heart, a steady fire pushes forward, fuels desire. Holding on through the noise tonight, fighting for peace beneath neon lights. Silent battles no one can see. He's standing strong, just trying to be free. Steel strings hum, the weight he bears, the city's din caught unawares. But in the quiet back of his mind, strength is something he'll always find. Holding on through the noise tonight, fighting for peace beneath neon lights. Silent battles no one can see. He's standing strong, just trying to be free. Slow streets glow with streetlight fires. He drives on chasing quiet desires. The highway bends beneath the fading sky, dust kicked up by tires rolling by. Every mile marker tells a lonely tale, but the compass points where heartbeats sail. Sunlight flickers through the broken trees, windows down, chasing carelessness and breeze. Coffee cups and worn-out maps on the seat, names and places I skip as memories meet. Every turn, every road I choose paints a journey I can't refuse. The stories I've lived, the nights gone through, blur like ghosts of where I've come. Rust on fences and fields lined with gold, tracing life's map with stories untold. Every step, footsteps in the dust, words unspoken that gather trust. The roads I traveled, what they all prove is my heart always moved back to you. No matter how far I roam, I find the path that leads to you every time. Crossing rivers, highways and skies so blue, every road, every mile led back to you. Underneath the starlit sky so wide, I'm never lost, just a way that guides back through the miles and scenes I passed to the place where home feels meant to last. No matter how far I roam, I find the path that leads to you every time. Crossing rivers, highways and skies so blue, every road, every mile led back to you. The road unwinds beneath the moon's soft glow, and every step I take I hope you know. No matter what the distance or what I do, I'm always coming back to you. The sun sets slow on our old porch swing, empty chairs where we used to begin. You packed your bags on a Tuesday dawn, left the coffee cold, left me alone. No words spilled out the map where our dreams used to soar. I thought love was forever, but I forgot. Sometimes forever leaves you with a night. What love cost us wasn't in goodbyes, but in quiet rooms and no one's eyes. When hearts went silent, no need to fight. We lost our way without saying goodnight. The pictures fade on the mantel shelf, each one a story we hid from ourselves. You walked away like it was all fine, but the empty sheets kept calling mine. I held on to the laughs, but they slipped away like sand through fingers lost in the fray. What love cost us wasn't in goodbyes, but in quiet rooms and no one's eyes. When hearts went silent, no need to fight. We lost our way without saying goodnight. Sometimes love's a road with no signs, where time just fades and rewinds. No dramatic tales, no final scene, just broken moments in between. What love cost us wasn't in goodbyes, but in quiet rooms and no one's eyes. When hearts went silent, no need to fight. We lost our way without saying goodnight. So here I am with a quiet song, learning to live with what's gone wrong. The sky's a burning canvas, red and gold and gray. Smoke drifts through the valley where the children used to play. We found hope in small places, like an old front porch light. Your hand in mine steady through the thick and the fight. Cracked roads and broken fences, but the heart's a stubborn flame. Even as the world's aflame, I still hear your name. When the nights get cold and the sirens ring, there's a quiet in your eyes that makes me sing. Love burns in the ashes, fierce and alive, in a world on fire again. called home. Not perfect, not polished, but raw and real and true. Every flare in the distance just brings me back to you. When the cities burn and the oceans rise, I see the strength shining clear in your eyes. Love burns in the ashes, fierce and alive. In a world on fire again, we're choosing to survive. Through the smoke and the struggle, we're holding on tight. Two hearts in the wildfire, finding light in the fight. Let the flames rage on, let the thunder roar. We build our shelter in the storms we explore. Not just surviving, but living bold and true. In the burning world, I find my home in you. Love burns in the ashes, fierce and alive. In a world on fire again, we're choosing to survive. Through the smoke and the struggle, we're holding on tight. Two hearts in the wildfire, finding light in the fight. Even when the world ignites and the night feels long, love's the flame that keeps us strong. The road unwinds beneath my boots. This town's behind like old worn roots. Sky's clear, but I feel the weight, that place between a door and fate. You packed your bags in morning light, said it's not you, it's just this fight. Coffee cold on our porch swing, words unsaid that still sting. I watched the rear view, your last smile, like a photograph that lingers a while. Caught in traffic, caught in time, on that roadside between our lines. Somewhere between goodbye and forever, somehow we held on tight, but lost the how. A crossroads standing in the rain, hearts unsure of what remains, that fragile edge we couldn't find between the leaving and entwined. Your laughter still rings down the halls, a ghost framed in old photographs on walls. I trace the places where you used to be, where dreams dissolve, just you and me. The sunset slow paints the sky, colors fade as the moments fly between the lines. Silence grew loud where love once lived, now quiet and proud. Goodbye and forever. Somehow we held on tight, but lost the how. A crossroads standing in the rain, hearts unsure of what remains. The fragile edge we couldn't find between the leaving and entwined. I'll keep the keys in your last goodbye, a keepsake from the night sky. Maybe someday roads will bend where goodbye and forever blend. Somewhere between goodbye and forever, somehow we held on tight, but lost the how. A crossroads standing in the rain, hearts unsure of what remains. That fragile edge we couldn't find between the leaving and entwined. The road unwinds beneath my boots, between your shadow and my roots.
The morning sun paints gold across the floor. Coffee cups, two hands that held on before.
We drove that old dirt road, the one by the creek, where laughter once outshone the quiet we keep.
You said forever, but seasons change fast.
Our map was torn in the pages of the past. I catch the scent of your favorite pine, tracing memories that refuse to unwind.
I do it all for you. Every step we lost,
Every almost we left to the wind and the cost. Hold on to the moments that slip through our hands in this trail of almost. I'm still making plans. That porch light flickered when you turned away. Words unspoken, the silence stayed. Fields grew wild where we used to roam, but every road leads me back to home. The sky still paints your smile at dawn in this quiet town where I'm holding on. I do it all for you. Every almost we left to the wind and the cost. Hold on to the moments that slip through our hands in this trail of almost. I'm still making plans. The morning sun paints gold across the floor. I'd do it all and maybe more.